Elsie here to do your reading. It is for 2026. We're looking at the first week of the new year. How are you doing, Aries? I hope you're well. Happy New Year, friends. Happy solstice. Happy whatever it is that you celebrate around this time of the year. And I'm so grateful that you've stopped in here for a moment. I'm here to do a reading for you. I do read for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And for those of you who have been coming around loyally, you do know how I read by now, right? And thank you so much for doing that, by the way. All the ways that you've been loving on this channel, whether you've been doing it by thumbs up, subscribing, watching, being in the comments, whatever it is that you do to support the channel. Thank you so much for doing that. That allows me to keep coming back, and I love to come back. So thank you for that. And if you are somebody who's brand new and you're just rolling up on these shenanigans, welcome. I hope that you'll stay. I hope that you'll subscribe. There's a subscription button down in the bottom right-hand corner. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about what is left of the sale that I have on, 10% off readings, and also we'll tell you about extendeds and where to find them if you're interested in that. We're going for a 9-card read, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what's coming up in the new year. First week of the new year for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for my fire family. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, well, when the 10 of Pentacles shows up, it's not bad stuff, for sure. We've got the Star. Oh, it's a wish come true. It's wish fulfillment. It feels like either a windfall, maybe a promotion, maybe it's a new job. It feels like it has to do with your pentacle world. So maybe you're making a large purchase. It could be that with the 10 of Pentacles, but it also could be a clean bill of health. It feels like it has to, it's going to be something that is going to affect your posterity for years to come. So it could be generational wealth. It could just be that that you've gotten a clean bill of health. So time, effort, energy, money, whatever's going on in the 3D for you, whatever your wish fulfillment has been or whatever you've been hoping for or wishing for, I feel like that is what is about to show up for you in 2026, maybe in the first week, but we'll see. We've got the 6 of Swords. It feels like something is already on the way, or something is already in motion. I feel like what you're leaving in 2025 is chaos. It feels like things are becoming much more regulated. What's another word? Something that's much more organized, I'm going to say. That's what it feels like. It's much more organized. It's much more solid. You can count on it. And so I feel like it's going to relieve some sort of chaos and take you to the calm in your life. So something here is already in motion, and it does feel like it's something that you have wished for, hoped for. We have somebody on this card who is doing rituals, right? So it could be something that you have been praying over at your altar, some sort of ritual. It feels like some sort of healing or wish fulfillment is showing up here for you. We've got the Knight of Wands, and I don't think it's going to be very long before you hear about this. The Knight of Wands does carry 1 wand, and for me, wands are weeks. So we could be right on track with the first 7 days of the year, right? We've got the 5 of Swords. And then we've got the 6 of Pentacles. It does feel like this involves reciprocal energy, possibly with a person or a business or some situation where you were not getting what you wanted from the situation. And what I mean by that is the 5 of Swords is usually angst or arguments. It could be like a line in the sand. It could be, I don't agree with you, you don't agree with me, there's no way I'm ever going to agree with your point of view. It could be a fundamental difference of some sort, and it feels like it took place with someone that you usually would give your reciprocal energy to. It feels like we moved on from here, or somebody has decided to move on from that. We've got the Knight of Swords in the reverse. We've got the 3 of Wands. You see that fall out of the deck and then topple over upside down here. That's why they're coming out in the reverse. And then we have the Emperor. Okay. The Ace of Swords is here. It feels like there is going to be some clarity that you're receiving in the next 7 days, possibly the next 7 days. We do have the 3 of Wands in the reverse. It feels like something has been stuck, or maybe you're not sure of the plans for the future, or maybe it's something that is moving really slow. It's like there's a piece of the puzzle that's missing, and I just want to move it into the future, and I want to settle things. It feels like something is coming together, I'm going to say, because the Emperor is here. When the Emperor is here, the Emperor keeps it together. It feels like something is coming together here. The center of the reading is the 5 of Swords, so I feel like it's something that was previously was very tense, We were arguing about it. I don't agree with you. You don't agree with me. Something we couldn't agree on. It feels like it was on maybe wobbly legs, perhaps. It feels like somebody here is going to get some good news, Ten of Pentacles, something that they hope for or wish for. There's going to be some clarity coming in for you in the future here. The Nine of Cups is in the reverse. So for me, Nine of Cups in the reverse is disillusionment. I thought this was going to be a happier time. I thought this was going to work out the way I wanted it to. Things aren't aligning the way I wanted them to. But the Ace of Swords tells me that in the future, there is some sort of clarity or realization or some moment of clarity, an aha moment here. We're going to put down 2 cards, see what is under the surface that you don't see. In the future here, we have the Page of Wands. It's exciting energy, something brand new. It's a new path. It's exciting. It's a spark of excitement here. Oh, maybe you're already feeling it. You might already be feeling this coming in the distance here. The High Priestess is here, and that Page of Wands is telling me that somebody is feeling something within the intuition, within the self, but I'm keeping it quiet. Because why am I thinking that this thing is, why am I feeling excited about something? It feels like whatever the Ten of Pentacles is bringing to you is wish fulfillment. And it feels like it's already in a place where it's not far away. The Three of Wands in the reverse tells me that you didn't foresee this coming in the future, but there was a feeling, like a feeling of, it wasn't really unease, but it feels like it's a little bit of excitement, but you were trying to push down the excitement, saying, hang on, why am I feeling this? I don't think this is excitement. So it feels like something's been moving toward you slowly, and it feels as though it's been, I would say that it's on wobbly legs. So the Knight of Wands tells me that it's not here nor there. It feels like something that probably won't work out. I wish this thing would work out, but it probably won't because we have differences of opinion here, or there's too much angst around it. But the Six of Pentacles is reciprocal energy. So it feels like things are moving or changing and going from a place of chaos to a place of calm. And I think that's because somebody is coming forward in the 3D with some sort of healing energy. Let's talk about the Star. What is this wish fulfillment, or this thing that is going to be healing for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? We've got the Six of Cups, so it does feel like it is nostalgic. It's related to something from the past that possibly could be coming back around. It feels like it's related to nostalgia or memories of yours. Somebody that is in your memory bank, possibly, that you could have had a difference of opinion with. Could be somebody who you were married to in the past. It could be somebody who you see as a spiritual teacher. Doesn't have to have anything to do with marriage. It feels like this Hierophant energy is somebody who is possibly very stubborn. That the reason that maybe you feel like the reason it hasn't come together yet is because this person is too stubborn to step forward. This person, I feel with the Hierophant energy, is someone who's very structured, someone who's got their own dogma, their own traditions, and they're on their own path. This person's not turning back to look at the past. This person is moving forward. So I feel like you have memories of someone here. They could be a Taurus. It could be an Aquarius, possibly. Tell me more. We have the Nine of Wands. Somebody here was very hurt. It may be the person who is the Hierophant. Now, could be Taurus, right? But it doesn't have to be, because you don't have to be a Taurus in order to be a spiritual teacher. But it does feel like there is somebody here who's very, how can I say, who's very specific about the processes in their life and what they're doing, which means that you're not going to knock them off balance. You're not going to come up to them with an idea and they're going to say, oh yeah, I'll adopt that idea right away, because Taurus doesn't work that way. Taurus is more like, bring me some data. Bring me some data. I'll look it over. I'll take my time. I'll figure out if it's good for me. Is it going to fit into my lifestyle? Is it going to fit with me on my path? It feels like this Star energy tells me that this person, you have memories with them. You have nostalgia with them. So you may have known them for a long period of time in your life at some point. But it feels like the Nine of Wands is telling me that there's a lot of trauma involved here. So we had an argument, or we had a fight, or I feel hurt by this and I can't let it go. It feels like somebody can't stop reliving whatever was back there. And it feels like they're stuck there, possibly because the Taurus energy here. The star energy is Aquarius, and that's air energy. So it feels like somebody's up in their head, it feels like somebody wants a wish fulfillment to come back around. I feel like it's you, Aries. It does feel like it is your energy here. It feels like you want something to come together, but you're not taking any steps toward it. And you know for sure that the other person won't, because Taurus is here. You know the other person won't take any steps toward it here. Tell me what this Knight of Swords is. I feel like you're going to have to be brave and go in. I'm just saying, you're probably going to have to approach the situation for reciprocity, because I don't think this other person, I think this is a draw. I'm going to say, if you don't move forward, the other person stays where they are. We've got the King of Swords. We've got the Page of Cups. And we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Over time, I think you've changed your mind about the situation. I feel like you have wisdom now. And it's not to say you didn't then, but look, you get more wisdom, usually, not in 100% of the situations, of course. Age does not equate to wisdom. And I would say that the King of Swords here is somebody who I feel is ready to speak an apology, or is ready to bring some good news. It feels like it is a bit of a surprise that someone is changing their mind, and feels like they're going to be brave after a very long period of time. Look, Pentacles for me are years, because they move the slowest, right? And so the Seven of Pentacles could be 7 years. It could be a long time. I want to say that since whatever went down here between you and somebody else, it feels like we've gone on our own paths. We threw our seeds of intention and we parted ways. I went off on my path and I nurtured and grew something, and maybe you did it, maybe they did it. We both did it, it feels like. I feel like this King of Swords, somebody here is finding the bravery to finally say what they've always wanted to say. That might look like uttering an apology. It might shock you that you're ready to move forward on this, and that you've waited long enough. It feels like you've waited long enough and it's time for you to say something. It feels like you've been working really hard on trying to figure out what to say. It's like a perfection issue with the King of Swords. The King of Swords is all about the data, all about the honest truth. And somebody here wants to speak up honestly, but I think that the Page of Cups shows up for twofold. One, to soften whatever I'm going to say, but also to surprise me, the change in my mind. But it also could be somebody who has decided that after a long while, it's time that somebody uttered an apology. This just fell out, and I was about to clarify this here. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles on the Six of Pentacles. It feels like that we were friends for a really long time, or we worked together for a really long time. It could be 7 years, possibly. We worked side by side for a very long time. It feels like you were probably somebody who was pointed in the same direction as this person. We had the same goal. So maybe you were on the same team as them, maybe in the corporate world. It feels like we worked on a team. We were a really good team, and we did this for a long while. We found our way to the same goal, is what it looks like. We've got the King of Pentacles. Why is the King of Pentacles here? The Nine of Cups is in the reverse, and then something happened, and we were no longer in this space of being happy with each other. It feels like one of you matured and went on your way, because we do see the King of Pentacles in the boat here, and looking at a different challenge in the distance here. A different challenge, or you went on for bigger achievements. Possibly. We see mountains in the distance. They can either be achievements or they can be obstacles. And it feels like maybe there was an obstacle that came up and you had to leave maybe the workplace, or leave the situation, or leave town. It feels like whatever it was, you had to move forward. You had to get in the ship and move forward. You had to steer to a different direction. And the Nine of Cups is here in the reverse. It feels like it was an unhappy parting. You weren't happy about having to go. But I feel like we left something open here. We left a wound open. We didn't get anything resolved. We just we threw down our swords and left. It feels like something here was left unresolved. And now this Three of Wands in the reverse tells me, as you look into the future, you kind of feel stuck. And it feels like not stuck because, like, I don't think that this is, well, maybe it could be a block. It could be a block that's stopping you from doing something in the future. Now, I don't know what the deal is here with the Emperor, but it does feel like somebody here has either matured or has built a business, has become a person of influence, but mostly, I think you're the Stoic, Aries. I think you're the Stoic who keeps it all together, doesn't show any feelings on the surface. You're somebody who's very businesslike, who's very professional. And I feel like the situation may have called for emotions and you came out as the Stoic. And that's where everything stayed. Because the difference of opinion was you were showing me swords and you weren't showing me any emotion after we've known each other for years. Years and years. Tell me about why the Three of Wands is in the reverse. Oh, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Very interesting. So things are about to move forward here. And the Devil energy. We've got the King of Cups. So as I was saying, I really do feel like you're somebody who keeps it all under the surface. And that's why we left it where we left it. Because I feel like somebody felt like they couldn't get through to you. They couldn't get through to you. They couldn't get you to feel it. They couldn't get you to admit it. They couldn't get you to say it. And I feel like it was like a loop. Right? With the Devil energy here, it was a loop we couldn't get out of. And so I feel like somebody stopped trying to get you to feel your feelings or feel your feelings on the surface. I feel like you left the situation without having to say what it is that you wanted to say. But I also feel like things haven't, I feel like you've pushed things down, but I don't think that anything's been resolved here. Because the Knight of Swords being in the reverse tells me we didn't say anything about it. We didn't speak any further. We had the argument and we left it all raw. We just left it all open, hoping it would heal, and it never did. Look, something good is happening here. I feel like there's a really good shift coming up because I feel like somebody no longer can stand holding back. I can't stand the way this is anymore. Somebody either is watching you have success, Aries, or this other person is having a lot of success. And it feels like somebody here just wants to congratulate someone. I feel really good about watching you grow. It feels like that we had a lot of angst in the past, arguments. We didn't agree on things, but it feels like over time things have really flourished or bloomed or have grown. And so I feel like the Wheel of Fortune being here tells me everything is about to change. It's the only way that I think things can move forward. The Wheel of Fortune is here at the end of the year for a reason. It's because card number 10 is a 1 and next year is the year of 1. I feel like it's destiny. It feels like something here has to be cleared up. And it's not like you can't move forward in your life, but I feel like it bugs you or bothers you. It's still something that's looming. The Five of Swords is always looming because we didn't tie it off. It feels like we left it in lack. And I don't think you like that. Bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Pentacles. Somebody's been holding back for happiness. They've got to let go of this ending or how things ended. It might have, maybe you felt betrayed. Maybe they felt betrayed. I feel like somebody is realizing now that they were the ones holding back. I think it's you, Aries, that you were holding back, that you were keeping some sort of secret under the surface. I feel like you had a hard time feeling your feelings or showing someone how you felt, whether this is romantic or whether this is platonic. We could be talking about family. We could be talking about a best friend. We could be talking about a workmate. You know, when you're working side by side with someone for 7 years, you get to know each other really well. And it feels like something was left unsaid, or we argued, or it was awkward, or it's like all the nerve endings are still sticking out. So I feel like somebody was holding back, but now there's been a breakthrough. I could have probably said that better. Yeah. Somebody wants to let it go, but they can't until they close the door. The World card is here until things come to a full circle here. I'm going to have to keep it under the surface, and I don't think you want to. Look, we're going to go into the extended. If you'd like to come into the extended, we're going to go there and clarify the rest of this. What's coming that's really good? What is this 10 of Pentacles about? And what was this argument about? Because it feels like a lot of time has passed and you have come to a place now where you are far more in control of everything that you've ever been. And I think this is outstanding. Like it feels like it's like an outstanding debt that you must pay before you can go forward and get the new loan. And I'm not talking about money, right? So if you'd like to come into the extended, please go to the top of the comments. There is a pinned comment there. If you open that, you will see the membership link if you want to come into the membership, where you'll get at least 4 extendeds in a month. If you would like to purchase this one outright, there's a link for that there. If you're interested in a private read, I do have a sale on, but it's only until 11:59 p.m. on the 31st of December. So if you're interested in 10% off any of my pre-recorded readings, please look at the link for Hypsee, go and check out my pricing, and please take the code with you. It's Happy Solstice 25, and you will get your 10% off at checkout. I'm going to go into the extended. Thank you so much for coming here and being here all the time, and I appreciate you so much. Happy freaking New Year, and I wish you all the best, Aries. I'm going to go for now. You take care of yourselves. I'll be back because I'm always back. You be well. Bye-bye.